You may not be able to see me, and if the lights go by and you see me, good, that's fine. This is a video that needs to be out and it needs to be heard. I'm not worried about what the camera looks like or anything like that because all that stuff is unimportant. I'm driving, I'm working. And you know, the word enlightenment is made fun of most of the time, especially in America, or people who think that they're smart. Which is funny because the people who think they're smart are the most unenlightened people. Unless they're enlightened people who don't think enlightenment is stupid. If that makes any sense. But it doesn't matter. Right now what I need to say is so many people are stuck in their mind. When it comes to this virus, like I want to say that this virus is so petite and small of a thing. It really is. And watch, when this virus is over, I'll be just fine because there is no such thing as a virus. Ever. If you think there is, you will be sick. Now let me explain what I mean by this by breaking down who you are. Who do you think you are? Okay? Who's the president? Let me tell you right now, before I go off into this, as a person, people think I'm Dan Alexander. Okay? I'm not Dan Alexander. Although, I know I have to act like him because that's what people know me as, and it would upset the whole structure of the World Foundation if someone said, I understand death and what happened to us and reincarnation. I can explain the past. I can explain history. I can explain the beginning of time. I can explain the future. I can explain any disease you want to cure. And it's actually really simple. But then people won't listen because they think difficultly, because they've been taught to think so hard about why, but they're looking for the wrong why. Okay? Now, because I've had my experience, I feel almost ridiculous delivering bread. So today I got cut some bread, okay? And I'm supposed to act like it matters. So I act like it matters. So I'm like, you know, I got cut a stack of 150 bread. I really don't care. But I'm supposed to tell you this because, you know, I'm at risk of losing my route because the bakery's not sending me what I'm supposed to get. And the customer said, you know, they're going to look for another customer. So whether I have this customer or not, I'm alive. And whether I have this job or not, I'm alive. So I'm happy. And I really don't care about the bread. But if you could find the bread, I'd like it. And they're like, well, you got to take this more seriously. And then if I was like, oh, I need my fucking bread. Bleh, bleh, I really care. Bleh. Then they'd be like, calm down. So like in the middle, if you just say, hey, I didn't get my bread. They're like, and they don't do anything. So it's like this world seems to only respond to people who force you to do something or someone that you idolize and you follow blindly along with. Now realize that you've done that your whole life, whether it was your parents, a friend, some idol on TV, or people you don't know but seem smart, like newscasters and politicians and all this stuff, until you get older. And then you realize that it's all shit. And you can't do anything about it because everyone else believes the shit. And like say, I'll use, for instance, this guy, I'll just say Bob is his name. It might be, but it probably isn't. But Bob, you know, he freaked out today, and I walked up to him, and he goes, you got to keep 6 feet. And I'm like, are you serious? You're like really worried about that thing? He's like, well, in that case, if it's you, 8 feet. And I'm like, okay, dude. I'm like, and he had like this angry attitude. And I'm like, there is no such thing as a virus, dude. I'm like, you know, and to try to talk about it in people terms makes it really simple so people don't get it. When you're like, you know, if you think there's a virus, then there's a virus. Just like if you think you're, okay, who are you right now? Anyone who's listening to this video, take this moment right now and tell me who you are. Are you your name because you were named it at birth? Now say, I'm my name, I'm my job, and I'm my status in my family. That's what I am. I'm a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister named Jack, Joe, John, Jill, Jessica, or whatever. And I'm a worker at this place. And that's what I do. And I watch the news and I listen to everything people tell me because, you know, they told me I was this person and I believe that. And they told me I was a worker at this place because I signed up for it and now I complain about it. And, you know, since I had kids, I'm a mom. And that's what I am. And that's all I am. And I don't need to figure out anything more because the books told me. And the books told me that this is what happened and that what's happened. And I know that these religions, there's like 50,000 of them. And I don't believe this one. But I'll pick this one and I'll believe that one. Yeah. And then there's these people saying this stuff, and I'll believe them. And then there's other people saying that there's other things for health, but I won't believe them. And I realize that whatever I seem to believe is what's really happening. And if I freak out about this virus, it seems like the world is falling apart. And if I just take it easy and realize that if I'm calm and collected, then I'm fine. That's always the truth. There's no fucking such thing as a virus. And yes, I know what it's like to be dead. I know what it's like to be every animal, every insect, every molecule that there is. And because I say that, I'm not afraid to say that. I would say that to anybody. And I will, I can act like, I'm supposed to be, a father who cares about his kids. And I do care about my kids because they're living people just like everyone else. And I love everything. So I'm supposed to act like a father who even if his kids don't want to talk to him, I'm supposed to be down and depressed. That's what most fathers would do, but I'm not, because I'm not just a father. And if I was just Dan Alexander, who doesn't have all that much money, who doesn't have any friends, who doesn't have all this social stuff and all this kind of background shit that we're all supposed to, eagerly looking for in life, then if I thought I was Dan Alexander, I'd blow my head off. And if, I thought I was just a bread guy, and there are these people and there are bosses I don't have a boss, I work for myself, but there's a depot where you have to pick up the stuff from, and there's these guys that run the depot, and they're the guys with the suit and ties, and they have all the answers, and they know what's good for people, and they seem to do everything the opposite if they should, because they're the bigwigs, and they don't have to ask anybody because their decisions are final, and they make sense, although they don't at all, one little bit. But whatever, we just listen, just like we do to the government, just like we do to most of the subjects in school. There are some things we should learn just so we can communicate, but most of the problems we have are because we blindly listen to people. And when I'm trying to tell people I can help them, I mean it. And because it's a little difficult to break away from what everybody else has taught you, people would rather be like, he's crazy. But they know that I'm onto something because I'm onto it. There is no such thing as a virus. And the reason that there are people suffering from a virus right now is because they've allowed it into their mind. So now there is a physical virus in the world on people who believe in it. And there are people that are going to be around that who have no idea how to strengthen their mind to not allow an idea like that when everyone's talking about it. And it allows itself into your mind. Just like you think the wind is the wind because it's a word someone called air in motion, or air is called air too, but it's just what we call stuff. So a virus has always been there, and those things that formed into that virus have always been there. If you don't take the things into your system that won't have that virus in it, then you'll be fine. And if you realize that that's an idea that you will not allow into your mind, whether you hear a word or not, you just think to yourself, it's a TV show. To me, the government is a TV show. The president is an actor. Everybody on TV is an actor. They think that they're a newscaster, but they go home and they're their name. And they think that they're their name. And the problem is, they're disillusioned the whole time. They're just walking around not knowing what they're doing. And they've been like that since they were born. And most of them, unfortunately, will be like that until they die. Right now is the chance for the world to awaken. There are gurus and there's people out there who talk about it. But here's me, a real live person who is actually enlightened, who will help anybody who wants it. And you may think I'm crazy, but I'm at the point right now where I will die for this. If you want to crucify me, I've had that happen before. Go ahead and do it again. I'm fine with that. If you want to shoot me down in front of the world just to prove that there's somebody who knows what you don't know and you fear it, so you want to get rid of him, do it. I dare you to. I have nothing else to live for but to make the world a better place and die trying. That's it. I love you guys more than you'll ever know.